Brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.
I was surprised that it more than doubled.
And what a difference a decade can make. Today, the Office of Public Accountability released the audit for the Government of Guam leases. The annual cost for leasing commercial space went from $6.8 million for FY 2004 to $12.5 million for fiscal year 2015. While the amount of leased space was nearly the same, the average cost per square foot more than doubled from $1.15 to $2.11 per square foot. Auditor in charge, Jared Hernandez.
GovGuam is just leasing by piecemeal. Everyone's doing their own thing, and no one really is monitoring the leases to see, are we getting the best rate for, the spaces that we need, and even the spatial needs. No one's really looking at standards that, would set a requirement for leases.
Out of 39 government agencies, Guam Customs and Quarantine Agency had the highest annual lease costs for office space at $2.7 million. Following behind was the AG's office with $1.5 million, Public Health with more than $1 million, and Revenue Tax with over $978,000. As for the OPA, they placed 19th with annual rent at $107,000. Meanwhile, as part of its analysis, the OPA also found some disparities in lease rates. The OPA notes agencies are independently procuring leases and no one is monitoring to review and establish minimum specifications, guidelines, and rates. Interesting enough, these were all recommended in a similar audit 10 years ago, but never followed through.
If GovGuam's going to be leasing right now, at least there should be an agency in place to monitor the leases and to ensure that, GovGuam is kind of getting the correct rate that it should be as far as the leases.
Not everyone saw increases, as some reduced their office space costs by constructing or renovating their own buildings to accommodate their spatial needs, like the Guam Power Authority and GURA. As part of its recommendations, the OPA reiterated that the legislature should evaluate whether it's feasible to initiate long-term planning to acquire or build facilities to house government entities for the future. They say the money spent on leases could instead be used to purchase or build office space to house government entities. In the meantime, other GovGuam agencies have already generated plans for building a new government building in Hagåtña as part of the Plaza de España. The Department of Land Management, meanwhile, will also soon begin its construction of a 5-story office building in Hagåtña, with a groundbreaking expected this year. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Quintaniza.
Brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.